Radio, where the world tunes in. The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Good evening. This is Ask Mama G, and we're at my last show of 2021, my Christmas show with one of the best mayors in the United States of America, Esther Sanchez. And she's a historic mayor too, you know. She's the first beautiful woman that we've had mayor since the existence of our city. So kudos to Miss Esther Sanchez, and she's a homegirl. She was born and raised here. So, good evening.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
It's only 6 more days till Christmas.
I know. So I got my little angel out. I got my little flowers out. Santa didn't come to this week. We used Santa at another event, and it got left there. So I still have my high heel that I love, that improvised, that says we can do everything. My favorite high heel saying I can step up and do anything I want to do. But tonight is so wonderful to have you back.
Thank you, Mama G.
It's so
a pleasure to be here. Yeah.
I'm
1 year later, right?
1 year later, exactly. Because it was so exciting for you to start your year off as mayor here. That was so exciting. And so now we're going to talk about how the first year was for you. Would you like to tell people about that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've only been mayor for a year, so I can't really claim to be the best mayor, but that is my goal, right? Of course. And I've got some really, Jim Wood was a good mayor.
Right.
And so I've got, something to look up to in terms of goals and things. But I had a lot of things I wanted to get done in a year, and unfortunately we had COVID. So the only thing that really continued to go through was development in Oceanside, right?
Right.
That was never closed down. But COVID was something that I got really involved with in terms of working with the county and getting the information out to our community. First, it was trying to get a testing center here. That was like people really wanted to know. And hospitals wouldn't take you unless they wouldn't even take your call, remember? Unless did you test positive? Do you have any symptoms, right? And a lot of people were asymptomatic. So then those testing centers turned into vaccine centers. And that was what I really wanted in Oceanside, was one that was close to the community. So we pushed really hard. I have to say that Supervisor Desmond was really quick to get the Live Well Center on Mission Avenue to open up.
That was
really good. But yes, we have a kind of a new council. Basically, we have, of course, Peter Weiss that was on there, but he was a staffer for most of the time that he's been with the city. So different players, certainly different ways of getting and different thoughts about what is best for the city of Oceanside. This year, I was on a number of regional boards, and plus I was handpicked to be on the Air Pollution Control District board. It's a brand new board because
that's good.
Yes. So and this is the first year that it's not just the board of the supervisors. It's actually representatives from each of the supervisorial districts, plus citizens such as engineer and someone from the medical field, and then someone from environmental justice.
Oh.
So it's really a very exciting place to be. For Oceanside, I really wanted to see us invest in our communities, expand our Parks and Rec programming, after school programming. There were a lot of requests to bring back the Human Relations Commission, or the Community Relations Commission.
Yes.
So I was hoping that we would be able to get there, and we're not there yet. But I certainly am asking the community for help in contacting the rest of my colleagues on the council to say, yeah, we need to do this. There have been a lot of issues because we weren't having neighborhood meetings. A lot of problems in the communities have gone, unmet. The needs have gone unmet. Right now, the city is, the city received $32.3 million in COVID funds. It's called ARPA, American Recovery Act.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're still trying to figure out, the city's still trying to figure out what are the needs of the community. So I need your help in getting that out there, because we've got a survey that's coming out, and we already know what the business needs are. Out of $32.3 million, $5 million is going towards sand.
Okay.
Right. And that's the staff request for tourism. Right. That's the business part. But we really haven't really nailed it on what are the community needs. And we know that over 60% of our working families, they don't work in Oceanside. They travel to their job. Right.
Okay.
So those are the folks that we really need to find out about. We were able to pick up on businesses and employees, but we still want to hear from the employees, especially. We are hearing from the businesses. There's a lot of programs for the businesses, but not that many for our working families. So what we're seeing is, for example, people need childcare. The typical family probably had 2, maybe 3 people working. Right. And in the family, and then 1 or 2 or maybe all 3 ended up not being able to work
because of COVID.
Right, because of COVID. And so a family could have had some money in the bank, and working, meeting all the bills, and also might have had childcare, and then they closed some of the childcare, right? So now they really need childcare, and that's something that we're getting a response to, childcare. But what else do people need? Do we still need to continue food programs? Do we need? There's a lot of people who became depressed.
Right.
The isolation, the loneliness, and not understanding what's going on. And I had several friends die from COVID, and family members in all Los Angeles, but in Oceanside, I actually had friends die from COVID, and it was very sad.
Now, statistically, do you know what percentage how many people died here in Oceanside? Have you gotten a report of that?
No, not as a percentage, and I actually don't have the numbers tonight on that. But as we speak, there's a new variant out there. It's called the Omicron.
Right.
Sounds almost like a robot, right? Omicron, and it's something that you can much more easy to catch. Not really clear on whether or not the symptoms are maybe not as bad, but I mean I've actually heard even at City Hall. I can't say who, right? But we even had someone catch COVID, even though they were vaccinated. They hadn't received the booster yet, but I won't say he or she, but that person said, I knew I wasn't dying, but I felt like it. I felt like I was dying because it was so painful.
Oh, I want to tell the audience that we did have our mask on before we started the show. And we are 6 feet apart. So, and I've been vaccinated, and the mayor has had her booster and been vaccinated.
Yes.
So we are being very cautious here in the studio. So don't write me, don't email me saying that we're being careless here. Not at the studio here. We have done all the proper things that we're supposed to do here at World Tune Radio TV. So thank you for your concern. Now back to the interview.
Yeah.
Now, have you heard anything? Have you gotten any congratulations from Washington or anything of that nature?
Well, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I got.
How was that? Was that exciting?
It's exciting. I mean, it's a dream, right? I mean, I've always wanted to run for mayor, but Jim was doing such a good job that there's no way I was ever going to run against Jim. I mean, really, I never would have done that. So when he decided to step down, I thought, okay, well, I guess
it's your turn.
It's yeah. But it is exciting. It's exciting to work with other leaders. I've known some of these folks for a very long time, not as council members or mayors, but now they are. Now they're council members and mayors, and a lot that we have. I get to speak to a lot of mayors and make plans, right? And address our issues. And so that's exciting. I've been getting to the community, to our different communities. That's been exciting. There are some things that we have to look out for. For example, the beach improvements. We're on phase 2, right? They're working on the bathrooms right now at the beach. But phase 2, that was phase 1. Phase 2 is a Junior Seau Parkland, which is the amphitheater and the band shell and the Pier Plaza, which is in front of where the Tin Fish is, and most importantly, the Beach Community Center.
Right. Well, as you know, since I'm on the Arts Commission, I had gotten a lot of calls from the community saying, how can we voice our opinions about this?
Yes.
And so I went to, when the developer came to City Hall, to the Arts Commission, I expressed my concern that we needed to make sure that is stable, because it's not, Oceanside is a unique place, and we do have heroes from here, and they need to be recognized.
Yeah. Well, and that was a consultant who did that presentation. I will tell you, and to the public especially, there is a lot of pressure from the resort, the beach resort, to do improvements. My concern is that it become, not really for the locals,
right,
but for some kind of business related.
So what should we do? Should we write to the councilman or to our councilmen that's representing our district to tell them to watch out?
There's going to be another meeting. They did some community meetings. You were there. They did a presentation at the Arts Commission. So thank you so much for responding to that and speaking some very wise words there. They're going to start up the meetings again January or February. It's going to eventually go to the city council. So yes, we do want the community. I mean, this is where, we only have 2 indoor gyms in the entire city of Oceanside, 176,000 people, and it's in huge demand, right? We've got indoor basketball, volleyball, just all kinds of things at the Beach Community Center. The only other gym is at Melville Bishop Park, so it's like 2 sides of the city, right? It's just the western and the eastern, right? It's nothing in the middle, right? So, and we'll probably have something maybe in El Corazon. I don't remember if that's part of the plan, but for now, there were some suggestions. Well, maybe we don't, maybe it's not big enough for basketball. Of course it is. We've had our kids playing basketball there. I know I had my nephew playing there. You know, it was really kind of cool to take him and drop him off, or actually stay and watch him play. You know,
Right.
but this is actually like a park. It's like Buddy Todd Park. Right?
Oh yeah.
Would you want to have a bunch of businesses
No.
at Buddy Todd Park? Well,
No.
that's exactly the same thing. This is meant to be a park for the community. So we need to. It's like we have to take it back
Right.
before before they take it away from us. I mean, we shouldn't let them take it away from us. So, and that's a big thing. The other thing that's happening in Oceanside right now, which is very important, is we are updating the general plan, which hasn't happened in like 40 years, 50 years. And that's where you look at each of the plans, like the park plan, the roads, that includes traffic, the open space, where commercial and businesses should be, what you do with the space, roads, whether we should have more lanes or less lanes, how to get people around the city, hopefully without getting into the car. We don't really have the best bus system, right, in Oceanside. So it's really difficult to get people around. And at the same time, the state of California is telling us to have less and less parking, right? Required for all these projects. But anyway, this past year, and we were in COVID, we were on practically lockdown, right?
Right.
We couldn't gather, we couldn't do anything. We're just now doing that, right? And so this past year was when the city staff was reaching out to the community. Usually it's in your neighborhood. Meetings would be in your neighborhood, and we'd let people know, we'd mail out something, get people there, social media, mail. We've got the water bill that we can put mail, a sheet of paper in. Right. It wouldn't even cost us,
Right.
And unfortunately, we did none of that. It was all social media. It was all by Zoom. So this whole year, I'm being told by city staff that, well, they have 1,000 or 2,000 people that participated. But did you participate?
No, I didn't even know.
I think most people didn't know what's going on, and they're spending millions of dollars to get this done, and we need to be part. We need to be at the table to say what it is that our communities need, and we're not. So it's something that we really need to get more involved in this coming year.
So family,
Yeah.
find out who is representing you in your district and write to them and voice your concerns. I've done it over the 40 years I've lived here. So if I can do it, you can do it. So find out, call City Hall and ask them, and give them your address and ask them who is your councilman for your district. And then write to them and tell them your concerns, because one vote, one letter can do a lot. Trust me. One letter, one vote can do a lot. So don't let anybody tell you you can't. It doesn't matter. It does matter. You live here, you pay taxes here. You want to raise good children, safe children in your neighborhood. So let's do that. Let's do that, because our mayor is asking us to participate, be a part of your city. And we should not just sit at home and say, well, they're going to do what they want to do. No, we have a voice.
We do, and this coming year especially is going to be important. We're going to be looking at whether or not our districts, whether the line should be changed. A lot of people may have been aware that we're going through, we did the census last year, right?
Right.
The census. And based on the census, you have to look at your district lines and see if you have, because they're supposed to be equal number in terms of population. It's also an opportunity to, have things changed, and should, the district lines also change, right? And we just had our lines drawn in, what was it, 2017?
Yep.
2017. So it's going to give people, the residents, an opportunity to participate. The first district that's up is District 1, which was my district, right? That was my district when I ran for mayor. And as you know, there was controversy about the person that was appointed.
Right.
Corey Jensen.
Right.
There's a huge cloud on, her residency. Like, did she really live in Oceanside at the time she was appointed? There's a lot of like evidence that she hadn't been living in Oceanside, that it was her address she put as a vacation rental, and it was not hosted. Hosted means that the person who owns it also lives there. So it was non-hosted. She was living possibly in Carlsbad at the time. So there was a lot of cloud over that. In fact, there was a recall on her, if you remember. Recall effort.
And then how did that turn out?
Those that were behind it missed it by 52 signatures. 52 signatures.
So those people who lived in District, no one else could sign those.
But District 1 people. And apparently they got so many signatures, but apparently there were several of them that were not from District 1. Is what I'm hearing.
And so she's still allowed to be in the office?
Yes. So she's up for, she'll be up for election. So she hasn't gone through an election, right? So, and that's this coming year. And there's already one person that's really, really great who's running.
Okay.
Do you know Eric Joyce?
Yes.
Eric is running. So he's done a lot of great things over at Oceanside Unified as a school board member.
He's the young guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, younger than us. Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Very bright. Cares a lot about the community. Member of the NAACP.
Right.
Very active member.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, I was supposed to have him on my show because parents were concerned about COVID and going back to school.
Yes.
Because he told me that there were some parents who were very against anything, mask, anything, social distancing. They didn't want any of that.
Those are very difficult, more difficult for the schools and the school district than, say, the city of Oceanside, because these are kids that at some age they can't, they're not getting the vaccine, although it's getting
better.
Yeah, it's getting better. But yeah, it's a lot of things that we didn't have to deal with. In fact, what we ended up doing as a city was just not having the after-school programming. There were some that continued, though.
Okay.
With spacing.
Now, wasn't it true that they were handing out free food, lunches during COVID?
Yes, exactly. So I forget what days there were. I think it was twice a week, maybe even 3 times a week, that you could pick up your school lunches for the week. Right. So no, the school district did a lot of really great things, keeping up with the families. But it was that whole issue about, when do you have in-person teaching? Because, how does a kid learn from Zoom? It's pretty hard.
It really is. And it can be mentally frustrating because they want to see and talk to their teacher.
Well, it's mentally frustrating for me, all those Zoom meetings, right? So I can just imagine a kid, right?
Yeah.
With a very, very active mind. Yeah. So there's those two things, of course, and then of course, so we've got the Junior Seattle Beach Community Center, or the Parkland, that I'm going to ask the community to please come out and voice your concerns, voice your get your input in, because I know a lot of folks from like the middle on, that's where they brought their kids to.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we definitely continue to need that facility, and then also with the update to the general plan. Then there's some projects, at the the old drive-in
Yes.
site. Yeah. So that's probably going to be coming forward in another month or two.
I wish they never torn that down because
Yeah.
that brought a lot of memories. My children used to go to the drive-in.
Well, didn't you too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
yes.
remember. When we were kids,
We
saying, "Oh, let's put some people in the trunk,"
Right.
sneak in. Right. No, it was fun. I mean, it was twin. You can, yeah. I remember when the drive-in was over here on Canyon and Mission.
Right. I remember where it originally is, right there on Mission, and the kids would be sleeping. We could go and look at the movie we wanted to look at because we didn't have to have a babysitter. We can just put them in the back seat with a pillow, and we could watch the movie that we wanted to see.
It was good. So there's some changes to that. I'm going to wait to see what ends up happening there. But certainly people are starting to voice their opinions and sent emails to the council about that. There's also this whole movement because there was a new law that was put in that basically took away the power of the local government to decide, how big, how tall, and how dense projects can be. Right next, it doesn't matter what neighborhood, right? It could be a single family residential neighborhood, and you'll see like 3, 4, whatever height, right? And so there's this big movement against that to bring back local control, which is, I don't know why they just went too far. So I'm definitely going to be involved with that to take back our local control.
So, do you have any dates for those meetings you were discussing earlier?
I don't, but I'm going to get that to you as soon as we do.
Please do.
Yes,
Please do.
because we need the community. I know that there's a lot going on in people's lives, but this is really, really important. It's important in terms of our quality of life and making sure that we have facilities for our kids to be able to
thrive.
Yeah, have a place to go after school. Right now, one of the biggest issues for our Parks and Rec is, we have the Oceanside Warriors, and they did really, really great.
Now,
this past
explain
season
to us the Oceanside Warriors, because unfortunately, this is a new team with a new way football.
Yeah. So Pop Warner,
Right?
It's been in Oceanside for many years, right?
Right.
Well, this is it's a different league, but it's at higher weights.
Okay.
So it's a way for the kids to play safely with same kind of like the age and weight.
Okay. Does it go up just to junior high school or middle school?
No, I think it includes high school as well.
Oh, okay.
Seniors.
Okay.
Because there was one of the teams was able to get through the what was it called,
Prayer?
The regionals.
Oh.
The regionals won regionals here. Oceanside Warriors won regional.
Oh.
And they ended up going to Florida to compete nationally.
Really?
Yes.
So where do they practice? Do they practice at MLK?
See, and that's the thing. So the Warriors have had a tough time finding a place to practice. For a couple of years there, they were, playing on the outfield of a baseball field.
Oh.
That's not ideal at all.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So we definitely need fields. We need fields at El Corazon Park, right? El Corazon, the heart, right?
Right.
And their parents have really called on us to, hey, we need this, and and football has certain seasons,
Right,
right?
right.
It's not like soccer. Soccer is and all those
Oh,
traveling
right.
teams. They're all year round, but so they want to be able to play football, and then they want to be able to play rugby.
Ooh, that's gonna be
It's
interesting.
exciting, very exciting. So we recently had the kids that won the regionals in at City Hall, and it really is exciting to see these kids that during COVID they were able to practice in not under ideal
Conditions.
conditions, yeah, uh, because of COVID, but also because they don't have a home team, a home field, right?
Mm.
So yeah, MLK, I believe, is a home field for the Pop Warner.
Right, yeah, it is because my younger son played.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
And we were
and that's a family. It's a family kind of thing that you get
Yes,
excited.
right, right.
Yeah.
And it was like my oldest did cheerleading, and so everybody had to go to all of the cheerleading competitions. From the park to junior, middle school to high school. So when my youngest started Pop Warner, I said, well, we have to do this all again. So we were at MLK for every Saturday at like 5 o'clock in the morning to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Depending on what age level he went, we stayed at MLK all day long. So I do remember those years, but I'm glad it's over. I can go watch. If I wanted to go watch, I can just go watch and go, oh, I remember this. I remember that.
Well, we've got a lot going on. We just, this past year, we also ended up agreeing to permit a indoor soccer arena.
Oh.
You remember that? At El Corazon? Yeah. So the San Diego Sockers it's going to be their home field, home play, for the indoor. So,
but I did get a lot of calls about the fireworks. There won't be any fireworks right there on the Rancho there. Oh, that street where you could have the vendors, and then later on the fireworks. A lot of people called and left messages. What are they going to do? Where are the fireworks going to be? Because people that live in the Rancho de Oro district, it was better for them because they didn't have to drive all the way down to the beach to see the fireworks. So do we have any news about that? Because I understand they're building there now, right?
They are building, but I haven't heard. I mean, there's still open space there now. I haven't heard that it's not going to happen this coming year. But I will say that they're better you can see them better because it's away from the ocean and the clouds,
right?
Because around that time, a lot of cloud cover,
right.
So we'll see. I think it's so far is not, because it is air pollution, right?
Well,
so far it's not been banned. So.
Yeah, like for 45 minutes we get to see beautiful fireworks.
I love fireworks. I've always loved. I still remember the fireworks at the beach where you're on the sand as a kid and you're looking up and there they are. They just feel like you can almost touch them. Right.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. It's unfortunate that they became so. We grew. I mean, I think there were maybe 35, 40,000 people. Back in the day when we were growing up, right?
In 1977, it was 26,500 people. I remember that sign. I remember that sign, but we've all come a long way.
176,000, and really, we have a lot of people who used to visit for the 4th of July, so it got so difficult to control the crowd that's the decision that finally was made, was to kind of split off. Remember that we used to have the parade,
right?
And then everything on the same day,
right? Exactly.
So we had to, things had to figure out how to make things better so that we can continue to enjoy these really important events. So the fireworks ends up being on July 3rd, which is the city's birthday.
Exactly.
So we end up celebrating the city's birthday. And then the 4th of July parade is like the Saturday before.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So in 22, we can look forward for that again.
Yeah, I haven't heard that they're canceled.
Okay, that's good. That's
yeah.
good. Well, we have talked 35 minutes about politics and everything. And we're gonna have a break.
We're both really good at talking.
We're gonna have a break, and we're gonna be back, and we're gonna talk about the holidays, and the mayor is gonna read the nativity scene to us. So come back and tell your kids, and then listen to the mayor read the story of the nativity. And then she's going to give shout outs to those wonderful voters who have birthdays in December. So come back. See you soon. Bye.
World Tune Radio, where the world tunes in. The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Media Makers, and this is Chris. And what we do here is make media, not that TikTok stuff, dope stuff like this. And this. We've done everything from flyers to music videos, songs to films, commercials to tap dances. We make media basically everywhere. And what we want to do is teach you how to make media. Not just teach you how to make media, but teach you to make dope media. We offer all types of programs, and the goal is accessibility. Accessibility. We don't want your creativity to be hindered, so we invest in state-of-the-art technology to make sure that your dream gets out of your head and onto the camera. I've been teaching media for over 10 years, and I've seen the stuff that y'all make. I'm not impressed. You need my help. I've had lots of talented students come in and out of this studio, and now I want you to be our next great media maker. We're gonna flip off to something. We've got on-campus programs, after-school programs, internships, summer camps, space rentals, equipment rentals. What more do you need to make some dope stuff? Let me know, and we might get it for you. As a functioning production studio, we got clients coming in and out, and you will be a part of that production process. We put you in the driver's seat. At Media Makers, you make the media. It's all student curated, baby. For more information, go to www.mediamakers.org. Follow us on Instagram at MediaMakers.org.
This is Studio A. It features a 200 square foot soundstage and a 12 by 10 foot cyc wall. 10 programmable RGB LED lights allow you to fully customize your backdrop and create the perfect look for your production. It's used for podcasts, live streams, films, and music videos. This space is as dope as it gets. Click the link in the description below for prices and packages. Studio B is a sound-treated, open-air vocal booth, utilized for music and audio production. Boasting a custom-built equipment specifically designed for the space, our in-house engineers can isolate the drop of a pin. Our patrons enjoy private sessions and amenities such as snacks, beverages, TV, and free Wi-Fi. Come vibe with us and make some beautiful music. Click the link in the description below for prices and packages.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, we're back. Did you have a nice break? We did. But now our mayor has come by to read the special Christmas story called The Nativity. And it's a wonderful book about that special person who was born 2,000 years ago that came on earth to show us how to live. So, Mayor, would you mind going ahead and read the book called The Nativity?
Absolutely. I understand you picked this book out,
Yes.
right? And it's the story of the Nativity retold by Elena Pasquale. So, let's get started here. In the little town of Nazareth, Mary was dreaming of her wedding. It seems that I've been looking forward to the day for so long, she said. In his workshop, Joseph smiled. My family is proud of its past, being descended from King David, but soon Mary will be my wife, and we can be proud of our future. It's all turning out just as I hoped. Then God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth and to Mary. Peace be with you, he said. God has chosen you to be the mother of a baby boy, Jesus. He will be known as God's son. He will be God's chosen king, greater than King David of ancient times, and his kingdom will never end. Mary listened in awe. How can I be a mother? I'm not even married yet, she said. All this can happen because of God, replied the angel. Then may what you have said come true, said Mary. When Joseph heard that Mary was expecting a baby, he was dismayed. An angel spoke to him in a dream. Take Mary as your wife, said the angel. Her child is God's son. Through him, God will bless the world. Joseph awoke in good heart regarding his marriage, only to hear news that made everyone downhearted. Everyone must go to their hometown to register as taxpayers by order of the emperor. Joseph made a plan. He hurried to find Mary. We will go together to my hometown, he told her, Bethlehem, where King David was born hundreds of years ago. There we will register as a family. It was all agreed. Amid great excitement, Mary and Joseph set out together. They were not the only ones making a journey to register their names. When Mary and Joseph reached Bethlehem, the town was crowded. There was no more room for guests. The only place they found a shelter was where an ox munched and a donkey stamped and shuffled. There in the night, Mary's baby was born. She wrapped the infant in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger. On the hillsides that sloped away from the town, shepherds were awake, taking care of their flocks, alert for danger, thieves perhaps, or wild animals. An angel appeared. Good news, cried the angel. Joy to all the world. Tonight in King David's city, your Savior has been born. A new king, God's chosen king. Go to Bethlehem. See for yourselves. The child is wrapped in swaddling clothes and cradled in a manger. All at once, the nighttime world was bright. 1,000,000 angels all singing. Glory to God in highest, peace on earth to those with whom he is pleased. As swiftly as they had come, the angels vanished into heaven. Awestruck and astonished, the shepherds left their sheep. They hurried to Bethlehem and searched the darkened streets until they came to the stable. There in the lamplight were Joseph and Mary and a newborn child, just as the angel had said. Mary listened wide-eyed to their story, treasuring every word. In nearby Jerusalem, Herod ruled the land on behalf of the emperor. When foreigners came to the city with troubled news, he demanded to see them. You say a star has led you here, he said. You say it is the sign that a king has been born to my people, even though I am the appointed ruler? He leaned closer. My advisors tell me that one day God's chosen king will be born in Bethlehem. Go, see if you can find the child. If you do, come and tell me. He furrowed his brow. I will need to go and worship too. The foreigners set out. There was the star they had followed for so many miles, shining on the road to Bethlehem, and finally stopping low over one particular house. They went inside and found Mary and her baby son. The newborn king, they exclaimed, we have come to worship him. Respectfully, they brought out their gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We will not go and tell Herod about this child, they agreed. Did we not hear an angel warning us in our dreams? That man fears arrival. He will seek to harm him. An angel also spoke to Joseph. Hurry! King Herod has heard rumors of a newborn king and will be looking for the child. Take Mary and Jesus to Egypt and stay there until it is safe. Jesus was no longer a baby when the time came for Mary and Joseph to return to Nazareth. There he grew up with the other children, every year taller, every year wiser. Such a good son, everyone said. What a blessing to his family. Only heaven knew how soon Jesus would bring a greater blessing to all the world.
Thank you, Mayor. Wonderful story.
Well, thank you for the book.
Yes. I love the fact that you came back to read to our voters, or your voters, not mine.
Constituents, right?
Constituents, okay. Now, what we're going to do is, producer, I'd like to talk about some of the activities that we've done over the holidays. This week, Mama G, me, we were invited to the country club to have Christmas dinner with the military. It was fabulous. It was wonderful. I got to meet, that's me and my husband and one of the military families that we sat at the table with and their young son. Mr. Miller is a private in the Marine Corps, and this was one of his first years in California at Camp Pendleton. So we helped them have a wonderful Christmas. And that's Santa holding the baby, and that's Miss Ellie and me and Mr. Graham. And that's the couple there with their Santa bag from the country club. It was a wonderful dinner. We had a wonderful time. We sponsored that to help the military families at Camp Pendleton because those young men and women have sacrificed their lives to keep us safe and healthy. So kudos to the Marines, the Navy, and the Air Force. We had everybody at the country club. It was wonderful. And
nice pictures.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now our mayor is going to give out the birthday shout outs to our family, Mama G's family. So let's look at those birthdays.
What a wonderful month to be born and to celebrate. So happy birthday. Birthday shout outs to Chris Creighton, Iris Alexander, Lexus Wallace, Big Chris Parks, Kevin Weaver, Linda Dixon, Charlene Asher, Ty Nicole, Nathaniel Lamar, Kenya Robertson, Vicki Williams, Sharon Love, Sonia Daniels, Cynthia Carr, Yolanda Kersey, Juliet Mitchell, and Carol Rankin. Happy birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday. We are blessed that God has allowed you to have another birthday to celebrate, and you're in the best, well, one of the best months of the year because September is the best month. That's the month I was born in. But December is special because you're born in the same month that our Savior, the man who came on earth to teach us how to love everybody. Sometimes it's hard to, but he came on earth to give us an example of how to do that. So we want to give everybody a happy holidays. We want you to celebrate sensibly. Don't drink and drive. Call Uber, taxi, or even maybe the Sprinter might be working during the holidays. But please, let's be sensible when we're in the car. Wherever you go, have a designated driver or call the taxi. Or then Uber might have something special for those holidays. But we want you to be safe. And we want you to be active in the city. So let's do that. We want you to have a wonderful holiday. I mean, we want you to party hardy and thank God. Be safe.
Safely,
Wear your
yes.
mask. Wear your mask. Do the 6 feet distancing. Um,
Especially if you don't know the people, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Family, you know that who's probably you've had everybody get the vaccine, right?
right,
And the booster.
exactly. So we want you to say safe. We have to. I mean, it's important to get
Yeah.
vaccinated. And now the CDC is letting children get vaccinated. So parents, please quit listening to the internet. Don't go on those weird sites. And if they pop up on your computer, delete them. Go to the CDC. The Center for Disease Control will have accurate records of what's going on with. This is not going away. It's not going away soon. And you want to live a long, healthy life. You do not want to make silly decisions and be gone. Because look, it's cost $10,000 to have you buried. Not even buried yet. That's to dress you. That's to embalm you. I did some research, and it's costing $10,000 to embalm you. That's when they take and dress you, and then you have to be buried, and that's another $6,000 to $7,000 because they have to put you in a cement crate to put your casket in the ground. And so, but the shot is free. The shot and the booster is free. And there's no headache for your family. Because burying someone is a terrible heartbreak that we are going to have to go through. But let God decide when you're going to go, not your stupidity of not getting a shot.
That's one way of putting it, right? Very direct. Yeah. No, it is very, very important. You're right.
It's very important because you want to see your children grow up. You want to see your grandchildren grow up as long as possible. So when you're not getting the shot, like, I don't know what's in the shot. You don't know what you're eating. You don't know what's in the food you're eating. But you're going to holler, oh, I don't know what's in the shot. It's the government trying to get rid of us. No, stop listening to those weird stuff on the internet. You have to get your shot. And be careful. Yes, I know some people have died with getting vaccinated, but they also had other underlying conditions. So we have to be safe. You just have to be safe because I want to see you next year. We both do. She needs your vote and your
support.
Yeah, that's right. She needs your support and involvement in the city to keep this city safe and thriving. So, but if you're not getting the shot, you can't help the city. So let's stay healthy. Let's stay healthy. Let's have a wonderful holiday. And for those who are traveling, please, I found out, I did some research, have a pocket of your vital information on you, like your medication, somebody, the emergency number to call if something happens to you while you're traveling, on the plane or in the car. You need to have foremost, have enough medication. If you're on medication, keep enough medication on you in case of emergency. Also, have a first aid kit in your car as you travel. And those who have arthritis in their legs, get those socks. Get those socks to help you with your circulation in your legs. Those are some of the things you need to have while you're traveling in the holiday. Have a first aid kit if you're traveling in the car. Plenty of water in your car. Have a gallon, 2 to 3 gallons in your trunk. You never know, you could be stopped somewhere. or something could happen to your car. If you're not, and please get a membership with some tollway, automobile club. You can get a membership because you want to be safe during the holidays. And I know you get chains on your wheels if you're in the snow. Please stay safe. Also, we'd like for you to donate to
Mama
the Red
G really
Cross.
cares about you. That's why she's doing this, okay? She cares about you.
We also want to state that we want you to give to the Red Cross. We want you to give to the Red Cross. And also, my producer went ahead of me, but yes, I will talk about the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. Our goal is $25,000 to have a scholarship at Army Navy Academy in Carlsbad. Rory Graham Jr. was the first African American student ever to be chaplain for 3 years at the school. And as far as I know, record-wise, they've never had a scholarship for an African American cadet at that school. And that school has been existing over 100 years. So this is a historic moment in Carlsbad at the academy. And Rory Jr. had the largest Christian club on campus. So if 500 people give $75 to what you saw on the screen, Cash App, RGJR Junior Foundation, if 500 people give $75, we could have our $25,000 goal. Or you can mail it to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation, P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. Again, Cash App, RGJR Foundation. And when you do Cash App, you will receive a thank you card in the mail from us. So please donate and be a part of history. And then now we have a tornado outbreak. Text the word tornado and give $10. 90999. We need to help those who have been harmed by the Kentucky tornadoes. I've heard 200 miles of tornado has gone through to Kentucky. So there's some people who have lost everything. They have lost relatives, everything that they own from a tornado. So here in California, we need to donate. Donate. You'll be blessed if you do. Trust me. Now, if there's anything you like or don't like, as Medea would say, send me that good construction or some good comments or anything you have to say at askmamaG.phd@gmail.com, and I will take it all. I will take it in stride and listen and think about anything that you have. But I want to give our mayor a wonderful thank you for coming. It's so good for you to come. It's fun, and we can talk all day long.
Yeah, we can.
And they would put us out at the studio if we stayed here any longer. But Merry Christmas. I hope those who had a happy Hanukkah, it was safe. And those who are going to celebrate Kwanzaa
Yes.
in the following week, happy Kwanzaa to you. Happy holidays to everybody.
And Happy New Year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, because next month it'll be 2022. In fact, next week. Well, in a couple of weeks.
A week from Saturday.
A week from Saturday,
Yeah.
it'll be 2022. And we're going to be successful in 2022. Okay?
Yes, we are.
Good night and God bless.
Happy holidays.
Happy
everybody.
holidays.
Every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with harmonies Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. America, America, God shed his grace on me.